One of the main reasons people buy a brand new car is the promise of a no-hassle ownership experience, free from service problems that set in as cars age. Nonetheless, Consumer Reports' exclusive annual auto surveys tells us that some buyers will be taking back their brand new car to the dealership service department sooner and more often than others. The models featured here are predicted to be the 10 least reliable vehicles based on detailed data collected on more than 300,000 cars. They're presented in rank order, counting down to the least reliable model. Each is shown with its reliability score on a scale of 1 to 100. So here are the 10 least reliable cars according to Consumer Reports. The Volkswagen ID.4. The 2025 Volkswagen ID.4 electric SUV embodies a simply sleek, modernist design with a spacious interior, a few inches shorter and longer than the gas-powered Volkswagen Tiguan. The ID.4's electric drivetrain provides acceptable performance and a decent amount of range. A 201 horsepower single-motor model with rear-wheel drive delivers up to 206 miles of range. Opting for the mid-level 282 horsepower single-motor rear-wheel drive version with the larger of the two batteries delivers a far more usable 291 miles. If that's not enough go power, there's still the 335 dual-motor all-wheel drive ID.4, which also uses a larger battery to deliver superior performance and 263 miles of range. Despite being one of the older EVs on the market, the ID.4 can handle fast DC charging, though it can't recharge as quickly as new competitors like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Ford Mustang Mach-E, coming in at a price of $42,000. It's certainly one of the more affordable electric SUVs, although it's challenged by the all-new Chevrolet Equinox EV in terms of price, which has an MSRP of $33,600. But when it comes to reliability, the Volkswagen ID.4 falls short of its competitors, with the Consumer Reports giving it a reliability rating of 29%. The ID.4's first reliability flaw is its faulty door handles. On September 6 of 2024, Volkswagen recalled 98,000 ID.4 models due to door handles that didn't meet the factory specifications for waterproofing. Water leakage into the printed circuit board assembly of the door handle, which can cause communication issues between the door handle and the door control unit, often cause the car's doors to open suddenly without warning. When this condition occurs, occupants can notice an audible clicking noise, similar to the sound of the vehicle being unlocked and locked by the key fob. When this problem occurred while driving at high speeds, it places drivers at the risk of injury and even causes damage to objects and people outside of the vehicle. The ID.4's second reliability flaw is its faulty car battery. On February 1st of 2023, Volkswagen recalled over 20,000 ID.4 models stemming from a high-voltage battery management control module that often reset, or in rare cases, the pulse inverter was deactivated while driving. Due to oversensitivity of the self-diagnostic software, the high-voltage battery management control module reset while driving, causing the vehicle's electric motor to lose power. In rare cases, a software failure led to an incorrect evaluation of the internal measurement values, causing the pulse inverter to be deactivated as well. Each of these conditions led to the loss of propulsion without warning, increasing the risk of a crash. Other common issues include, but are not limited to, a defective EV battery, faulty EV charging, a subpar drive system, a failing climate system, failing brakes, faulty body hardware, cabin noises, fluid leaks, and defective in-car electronics. The Genesis G70. In the sports sedan segment, long dominated by the power trio of BMW, Audi, and Mercedes-Benz, the Genesis 370 walks the performance luxury line as skillfully as the old guard while displaying a spirited attitude of its own. The Korean upstart is 7 years into its first generation, but a mild refresh for 2022 gave it a cleaner look, and a new 300 horsepower turbocharged 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine arrived in 2024, dramatically improved over the unspectacular previous 2-liter four-cylinder turbo. The new engine breathes new life into the base model, but it's still the performance of the 365 horsepower turbocharged 3.3-liter V6 that elevates the G70 to top-class sports sedan status. Of course, making it onto the A-list also requires poise and regalia, and the G70 delivers on both counts. It's got suave, muscular styling and a posh interior, and an agile chassis, putting it in the league with the BMW 3 Series and the Audi A5 Sportback. But it also has a quiet side, and settles into long highway slog with ease, keeping passengers in comfort. While all this may be true, the Genesis G70 just can't seem to last 5,000 miles without something breaking down, with Consumer Reports giving it a reliability rating of 29%. The G70's first reliability flaw is its poorly designed engine. On March 8th of 2024, Genesis recalled over 28,000 G70 models stemming from a defective turbocharger oil supply pipe for its 3.3-liter turbocharged V6 engine. The left-hand turbocharger oil supply pipe cracked due to prolonged exposure to high ambient temperature in the engine compartment, potentially resulting in oil leaking onto the exhaust manifold. Oil leaking on the exhaust manifold can increase the risk of an engine compartment fire. Common symptoms include white smoke smoke leaking into the cabin, a strong burning smell, and oil leaking on ground surfaces. The Genesis 370's second reliability flaw is its defective anti-lock brake system. On March 29th of 2021, Genesis recalled over 500 G70 models stemming from a fault in the front passenger seatbelt system. The Genesis 370's anti-lock braking system, or ABS for short, is designed to help prevent skidding when you brake. It keeps your car's wheels from locking up during braking, so you can maintain traction with the road surface. With a series of speed sensors, valves, and pumps, it can rapidly pump the brakes up to 15 times per second. In the vehicles recalled by the manufacturer, the anti-lock brake system modules malfunction internally. It caused an electrical short circuit, potentially resulting in an engine compartment fire occurring while parked or driving. When this problem occurs, owners can expect smoke, a burning or melting smell, and an engine check light or battery light showing up on the instrument cluster. Other common problems include a leaking fuel system, minor transmission issues, electrical system failure, climate system failure, faulty steering and suspension, failing brakes, peeling paint, and substandard body hardware. While the G70 did secure the 2024 Editor's Choice Award, living with this car can turn out to be a costly headache. The Ford F-150 Lightning. Most full-size electric truck designs start from scratch, with unique platforms and bodies, but Ford went another route. The Lightning takes the best time-tested features of the gas-fed F-150 and adds a pair of electric motors and an independent rear suspension. The result is a familiar-looking truck with few gimmicks and the ability to do real work. That said, the limitations of electric powertrains means that towing is possible, but severely limits range, cutting it by 2/3, while reducing payload capacity. Features like the big front trunk and the ability to act as a backup generator are things that a gas truck can't match, and that's not even mentioning a 0 to 60 time of 3.8 seconds, coming in at a price of $49,875. All F-150 Lightning models come standard with 2 electric motors and all-wheel drive. With the standard range battery, the motors combine to make 452 horsepower, but with the extended range battery, the horsepower raises up to 580 horsepower. Peak torque is an impressive 775 pound-feet with either setup, while the Ford F-150 Lightning has an impressive powertrain. This all-electric truck is unreliable as hell, with Consumer Reports giving it a reliability rating of 28%. The Ford F-150 Lightning's first reliability flaw is its faulty suspension system. On December 19th of 2024, Ford recalled over 11,900 Ford Lightning models stemming from a front loose upper control arm. Certain vehicles may have an improperly torqued nut on the ball joint, which secures the front upper control arm with the knuckle assembly. If the upper control arm ball joint is loose or missing, the front upper control arm can separate from the knuckle assembly, which can cause the driver to experience a partial loss of directional control, increasing the risk of a crash. Common symptoms include vehicle vibration and a clink or rattle noise during suspension movement. Other common issues include a defective EV battery, unreliable EV charging, failing electrical accessories, and faulty in-car electronics. Although the Lightning shares almost everything with the gas F-150s, making it as good and in some ways better than those conventional pickups. Its poor reliability make it a risky choice compared to its competitors such as the Revenant R1T, GMC's Hummer EV pickup, and Sierra EV, the Chevy Silverado EV, and the new Ram 1500 RVE. The Jeep Wrangler. With the Jeep Wrangler lacks in driving refinement, it makes for up in choice. 2 doors or 4, hard top or soft. What about a V6, a turbo 4-cylinder, a monster V8, or a plug-in hybrid powertrain? All that and more is available for mixing and matching. Sure, the Ford Bronco and Toyota 4Runner offer more in comfort and better on-road manners, but that's not what attracts people to the Wrangler. It's its reputation for off-roading distilled, improved over the years with the availability of things like power windows and air conditioning, and now even decent infotainment, but retaining the look, character, and capability that date back to its inception. As part of the World War II war effort, you'll have to get past the vague steering, bumpy ride, and tight interior if you want to make one your daily driver. Coming in at a price of $33,900, the standard 235 horsepower 3.6-liter V6 pairs with the 6-speed manual or an optional 8-speed automatic. The latter transmission is standard on 4 and 8-cylinder models. A 470 horsepower 6.4-liter V8 is available only in the Wild Rubicon 392 Final Edition and comes paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. While the Wrangler may seem like a good choice on paper, its reliability ratings are dismal, with Consumer Reports giving a reliability rating of 27%. The Jeep Wrangler's first reliability flaw is its faulty steering wheel. On March 13th of 2019, Jeep recalled over 500 Wrangler models due to a portion of the steering column fracturing, causing the steering wheel to detach from the steering column while driving. The steering column stub shafts were improperly machined, which led them to braking. When the shaft breaks, the steering wheel simply won't work. This results in a loss of vehicle steering control, increasing the risk of an accident. The Jeep Wrangler's second reliability flaw is its defective 8-speed 8-speed 850RE automatic transmission. On May 1st of 2018, Jeep recalled over 100 Wrangler models due to placement of an incorrect park lock rod in its 8-speed automatic transmission, which resulted in the Wrangler not being able to achieve park. Two different park rods are used in 8-speed automatic transmissions, one for cars and one for sport utility vehicles and trucks. These rods differ by only 7.3 millimeters and have different engagement springs due to a gross negligence error by the manufacturer. Some transmissions were built with incorrect park rods. As a result, the vehicle could unintentionally move and lose control, causing injury to vehicle occupants and innocent bystanders. Other major problems include total engine failure, transmission failure, poorly built steering and suspension, failing brakes, cabin noises and leaks, faulty body hardware, and malfunctioning in-car electronics. Buy a Wrangler and you'll be inducted to the not-so-rare group of enthusiasts who wave to each other with a sad, knowing glance that says, "We're all in this together." The Nissan Frontier. Both rugged and practical, the 2025 Nissan Frontier is a mid-sized pickup that can be outfitted like others of its ilk for several different missions. The base S trim makes a good worksite tool, while the Pro 4X is set up for transversing trails. All models get the same 310 horsepower V6 engine and a 9-speed automatic. Wheel-wheel drive is the standard setup, but 4-wheel drive is an option. Unlike competitors such as the Honda Ridgeline and the Jeep Gladiator, the Frontier can be had in either extended or crew cab body styles, the latter which can be paired with the 6-foot bed, with the 5-foot bed being standard. Inside is a nicely equipped cabin with decent materials and contemporary features, but newer sized pickup trucks such as the Chevrolet Colorado and the Toyota Tacoma have recently jumped further ahead in virtually every area. Still, the Frontier offers much of what buyers want in this class, including a wider mix of cabs and bed sizes that some rivals can provide. But when it comes to reliability, the Nissan Frontier falls short of its competitors, with Consumer Reports giving a reliability rating of 27%. The Nissan Frontier's first reliability flaw is its defective seatbelt bracket. On December 9th of 2021, Nissan recalled over 500 Frontier models stemming from a loose rear seat bracket. The left rear seat bracket mounting bolts were improperly tightened, resulting in the seat bracket breaking loose in a crash. A broken seatbelt bracket prevents proper restraint of an occupant during a high-speed collision, resulting in the risk of injury during an accident. Other common problems include a failing transmission, subpar drive system, failing electronics, failing brakes, peeling paint, and defective body hardware. After fully being redesigned for the 2022 model year, the current generation Frontier received its first facelift for 2025, but it doesn't hide the glaring reliability issues with this car. The Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee has grown into a range of its own within the Jeep brand's expanding lineup. The 2-row model is joined by a plug-in hybrid 4XE version, as well as the 3-row Grand Cherokee L. 9 trim levels provide an embarrassment of choice, from the somewhat basic Lardo up to the fully loaded Summit Reserve, so there should be something in there for just about any buyer. The non-hybrid 2-row is powered by an adequate V6 and offers a variety of all-wheel drive systems, although lower trims come with wheel-wheel drive as standard issue, even with its innate off-road ability. The Grand Cherokee is comfortable on pavement, and its spacious interior is thoroughly modern. With so many available trims, the Grand Cherokee competes with a wide variety of other offerings, from the more modest models such as the Honda Passport to luxe 2-rows from BMW and Mercedes-Benz, with the top trim coming at a price of $60,560. You would think that Jeep would make the Grand Cherokee more reliable, but you'd be sadly mistaken, as Consumer Reports give it a low reliability rating of 22%. The Grand Cherokee's first reliability flaw is its failing engine. On June 8th of 2023, Jeep recalled over 12,000 Grand Cherokee models stemming from a defective control module. Certain Jeep Grand Cherokee vehicles equipped with 2-liter PHEV engines may experience total engine shutdown due to a loss of communication between the transmission control module and the hybrid control processor. The Grand Cherokee's second reliability flaw is its defective steering column. On May 18th of 2023, Jeep recalled over 89,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee models stemming from an incorrectly assembled steering column intermediate shaft. This defective intermediate shaft may potentially disconnect from the U-joint. A disconnected intermediate shaft may result in a loss of steering control, which can cause a high-speed collision without warning. Drivers may notice a play in steering and/or noise when turning prior to the shaft disconnecting. Other common problems include an unreliable drive system, engine electrical issues, defective steering and suspension, faulty brakes, defective body hardware, failing in-car electronics, loud cabin noises, and fluid leaks. The Ford Escape Hybrid. With the mechanically related Bronco Sport handling light off-roader duty, the 2025 Escape SUV is free to concentrate on more mundane daily driving tasks, undertaken by most people most of the time in their compact SUVs. To that end, it offers a choice of 2 efficient engines, a roomy interior, and intuitive infotainment systems, nailing the basics. It's in the details, however, where things aren't that competitive with the best in this large and hugely popular class. The base 3-cylinder engine is adequate, but it also needs to go to finishing school, and interior materials on entry-level versions seem cheap. There's nothing particularly engaging about the escape from behind the wheel, which may be fine for many buyers, but for most car enthusiasts, not so much. And its overly firm suspension is a misstep for something aiming to shuttle families in peace. There is impressive competition in this segment. The Honda CR-V and Mazda CX-5 and CX-50 are much more satisfying behind the wheel and also offer more upscale interior treatments. Should you happen to be looking for a compact SUV that utilizes electricity to save fuel, know that Ford sells hybrid and plug-in versions of the Escape. But the Escape's weak engine and lackluster interior aren't its only major setbacks, as this car is also extremely unreliable, with the Consumer Reports giving a reliability rating of 21%. The Ford Escape Hybrid's first reliability flaw is its defective battery. On December 20th, 2024, Ford recalled over 20,000 Escape Hybrid models stemming from a high-voltage battery that has a nasty habit of exploding into flames. Due to a manufacturing error, vehicles equipped with 2.5-liter PHV engines contain a high-voltage battery that's susceptible to damage, often resulting in an internal short circuit. In the event of a short circuit, consumers experience total shutdown of the vehicle's propulsion system, increasing the risk of crash and injury. Owners also experience battery thermal venting, potentially resulting in a vehicle fire or fatal explosion. In the event of a high-voltage battery cell internal short circuit, owners receive a "Stop Safely Now" message displayed on the instrument cluster. The Ford Escape's second reliability flaw is its defective fuel system. On August 23rd of 2024, Ford recalled over 20 Escape Hybrid models stemming from a defective fuel injector that leaks fuel, due to an injector O-ring support disc not being installed by the supplier during production. Leaking fuel often spills near hot surfaces, resulting in smoke, an engine compartment fire, or fatal explosion. Warning signs include fuel odor, both inside and outside of the vehicle, and difficulty starting the vehicle. Other common issues occurring in the Ford Escape Hybrid include battery replacement, failing brakes, subpar electrical accessories, engine electrical failure, failing in-car electronics, loud cabin noises, and fluid leaks. The Revenant R1T. If your taste in pickup trucks runs towards the strong, silent type, then you'll find the Revenant R1T a delicious concoction. Its rugged casual interior splits the difference between work and play. Its clever cross-truck tunnel offers a fair amount of out-of-sight lockable storage, and its standard all-wheel drive and air suspension provide reasonable off-road ability. While it looks a little different, the 2025 R1T features a collection of under-the-skin hardware updates, aimed at improving nearly every performance metric. A new electrical architecture reduces the weight by excising a large amount of wiring, and all three batteries have been revised. Maximum power increases to 1,025 horsepower, 190 more than the outgoing version, enough to propel the already borderline crazy quad-motor version to 60 miles per hour in less than 2.5 seconds. That puts it in a league and slightly ahead of some serious dedicated sports cars, like the Porsche 911 GT3. But the R1T is a huge pickup, and blazing acceleration aside, its usable bed space, room for 5, up to 420-mile range, and max 220 kilowatt DC fast charging capability shore up its case as a viable and versatile vehicle with few caveats. The main one being its poor reliability rating, with the Consumer Reports giving it a rating of 20%. The Revenant R1T's first reliability flaw is its faulty suspension system. On October 6th of 2022, Revenant recalled over 12,000 R1T models stemming from a loose front upper control arm. A front upper control arm is a crucial part of the vehicle's suspension system, essentially a metal arm that connects the front wheel to the car's frame. It's responsible for maintaining proper wheel alignment and controlling the wheel's movement during driving, particularly when turning or encountering bumps on the road. The fastener connecting the front upper control arm and steering knuckle wasn't properly tightened. As a result, the loose steering knuckle often separated, causing a loss of vehicle control and increasing the risk of a crash. The Revenant R1T's second reliability flaw is total airbag deployment failure. On February 22nd of 2023, Revenant recalled over 12,000 R1T models stemming from the fault in the front passenger seatbelt system. The seatbelt system manufacturer supplied components containing sensors that were dimensionally out of tolerance, which prevented the automatic locking retractor from functioning as intended. As a result, the locking retractor for the front passenger seat incorrectly reported its status as on when in fact it was off, causing the airbag to fail to deploy in a crash. Other common issues include EV battery failure, complete charging system failure, spontaneous climate system shutdown, brake failure, loose body hardware, electrical malfunctions, peeling paint, and excessive cabin noise. Although the R1T received a spot on Consumer Reports' 2024 Editor's Choice list, we wonder if this electric truck can actually last past 10,000 miles. The Chevy Colorado. Mid-size pickups such as the 2025 Chevy Colorado are having a moment. No longer considered consolation prizes for those who don't want to swing for a full-sizer. They now trade on their own merit of capacity and performance. In the case of the Colorado, that means a standard 310 horsepower, 2.7-liter four-cylinder turbo paired with an 8-speed automatic, and enough trims to satisfy almost any need. Every Colorado is a 4-door crew cab with a 5-foot bed, but you can go basic with the WT, Luxo rugged with the Z71, take a full off-road approach with the ZR2, a beefed-up ZR2 Bison, or stop somewhere in between. A recent redesign brought a long overdue modernization to the cabin, and 2025 sees a minor upgrade in the standard equipment levels across the board. Available in either rear or all-wheel drive, the Colorado can tow over 7,000 pounds, opening the possibilities to a wide range of industrial and recreational towing opportunities. Unfortunately, the car's reliability isn't great, earning an overall rating of 15% from Consumer Reports. The Chevy Colorado's first reliability flaw is its failing brake system. Chevy recalled over 24,000 Colorado models stemming from leaking brake fluid coming from the front brake calipers. This condition caused longer brake pedal travel and increased stopping distances, increasing the risk of a crash. The problem was first noticed when owners found evidence of brake fluid on the ground by their front tire. If enough fluid was lost, the vehicle would display a brake system warning light on the instrument panel. The faulty front brake calipers on some of these vehicles contain tiny air pockets, an imperfection in the metal caliper body that occurred when the caliper was cast. If the caliper body contains a string of continuous air pockets that penetrate the entire caliper body, these air pockets create a small leak paths for brake fluid to exit the caliper. The Chevy Colorado's second reliability malfunction is its faulty power steering system. On March 25th of 2021, Chevy recalled over 43,000 Colorado models due to a loss of power steering assist, particularly at lower speeds, increasing the risk of a fatal accident due to corrosion of certain connectors within the power steering assemblies, or damage caused by an unnamed supplier's negligent manufacturing process. The recalled Chevy Colorado vehicles experienced a loss of power steering assist at startup or while driving. If power steering assist was lost, steering control could still be maintained, but required an intensely increased steering effort by the driver. Other common issues include the car's failing engine, major transmission issues, and electrical failure, while its chief competitors, the Ford Ranger and Toyota Tacoma, recently benefited from similar updates to their interior and towing capacity. The Colorado may not be your ideal choice. The GMC Canyon. The GMC brand still carries enough clout in the truck world to justify the mid-size GMC Canyon's position as a more luxurious version of the Chevy Colorado. They share the same basic blueprint, a 310 turbocharged 4-cylinder, and an 8-speed automatic transmission, but the Canyon sidesteps the Chevy Colorado entirely and offers enough and unique design choices to set itself apart. There's even an available Denali trim, with enough chrome, leather, tech, and luxury features to wear the vaunted name proudly. All Canyons featured a 4-door cab, paired with a 5.5-foot bed, and either rear or four-wheel drive is available. The max tow rating is a class-leading 7,700 pounds. An AT4X AVE edition is on hand for uncompromising off-road enthusiasts. With a starting price of $39,995, the GMC Canyon makes a reasonable case for its price premium. There's just one fatal problem. The truck is perhaps one of the least reliable vehicles on the road, with Consumer Reports giving a reliability rating of 15%. The GMC Canyon's first reliability flaw is its leaking fuel system. On June 28th of 2024, GMC recalled over 8,600 Canyon models stemming from an improperly secured fuel pump due to a machine malfunction caused by the supplier, the fuel tank lock ring that secures the fuel pump to the fuel tank, and as a result it wasn't fully secured during the manufacturing process. In certain high-speed crash conditions, the GMC Canyon's unsecured fuel tank lock ring came loose, causing fuel leakage, and when highly flammable fuel came in contact with an ignition source, well, you get the idea. The GMC's Canyon's second reliability flaw is its malfunctioning automatic transmission. GMC recalled over 6,000 GMC Canyon models stemming from a failing automatic transmission adjustment clip. The GMC Canyon's automatic transmission adjustment clip, the component that ensures the car's shift cables are connected to the gear shifter, and thus the transmission, didn't actually retain the shift cable in the correct position. When the shift cable wasn't in the correct position, the gear shift lever didn't accurately reflect the position of the transmission gear. For example, drivers would move the shifter to park and remove the ignition key, but the transmission's gear wouldn't actually be in park. As a result, drivers couldn't restart the vehicle, and the vehicle often rolled away as the driver and other occupants exited, resulting in the vehicle striking the driver and other occupants or something else around the car, resulting in a crash without warning. Other common problems include total engine failure, malfunctioning electronics, peeling paint, unexplained cabin noises, failing seatbelt attachments, leaking hoses, and poorly secured body panels. Although the GMC Canyon has earned a spot on Car and Driver's Editor's Choice list for 2025, buying one would be a mistake of epic proportions. The Ford F-150 Hybrid. The Ford F-150 full-size pickup has evolved into a versatile pickup truck, all while looking stylish as well. Available in numerous trim levels, bracketed by the base XL trim on the bottom, and Premium Plus on top. It offers several powertrains, including a traditional V8, 2 turbocharged V6s, and a hybrid. There are 3 cabin sizes, regular, super, and crew, 3 bed lengths, and an off-road focused trimmer model for those eyeing rugged adventures. All models benefit from a 12-inch infotainment display, bold interior styling, and plenty of storage space. Towing and hauling rank among its core strengths, and available onboard scales help ensure your payload weight remains within spec. Still, the F-150 faces intense competition from the Ram 1500 and Chevy Silverado. Why, you ask? It's probably something to do with the 7% reliability rating the Ford F-150 Hybrid received from Consumer Reports, making it the least reliable car on this list. The Ford F-150 Hybrid's first reliability flaw is its failing automatic transmission. On February 17th of 2023, Ford recalled over 1,000 vehicles due to a loose bolt, which could prevent the transmission from engaging the park gear, even though the gear shifter position may indicate that the vehicle has been shifted to park. The Ford F-150 Hybrid's inability to secure the vehicle in the park position can result in a rollaway, increasing the risk of a crash or injury. The Ford F-150 Hybrid's second flaw is its faulty drive shaft. On August 11th of 2022, Ford recalled certain Ford F-150 Hybrid models due to underbody heat and noise insulators that may loosen and contact the aluminum drive shaft, which could damage the drive shaft and cause it to fracture. A fractured drive shaft poses the risk of loss of engine power while driving, unintended vehicle movement while the vehicle is in park, and secondary damage to surrounding components. A fractured drive shaft may also contact the ground, which may cause a loss of vehicle control while driving, increasing the risk of injury or a crash. The Ford F-150 Hybrid's third fatal flaw is its defective rear axle. On February 17th of 2023, Ford recalled over 870,000 vehicles due to a defective rear axle wiring harness that contacted the truck's rear axle housing, caused by the electric parking brake wiring being damaged and as a result short-circuiting. The affected vehicles experienced an unintended activation of the electric parking brake while driving, caused by the electric parking brake's wiring being damaged and as a result short-circuiting. This led to the parking brake being activated without warning while driving at high speeds, resulting in total loss of control of the vehicle and increasing the risk of a crash. Other common problems include electrical failure, total in-car electrical system failure, and a defective hybrid battery that often failed, leaving you stranded on the side of the road. How the Ford F-150 Hybrid received a spot on Car and Driver's 2025 Editor's Choice list, nobody knows. Well guys, those are the 10 least reliable cars according to Consumer Reports. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see the channel, subscribe and post notifications on. You could also follow the channel on Instagram at Modern Muscle YT. I'm Jeff from Modern Muscle, and I'll see ya next time.